team list will be coming up on the screen, Andy. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm already calling you Andy, even though you said Andrew. Don't know if we've reached that level of friendliness yet.
Are you able to move the table back? You need to.
This way.
Not just yet.
Not yet.
Just do close-ups of the plates.
Yes, mate.
Outdoor?
And indoor, yes.
Really?
Yes.
You boys are just forever young, aren't you?
I've only had 2 post-training meals, just about.
Oh, yeah. How are they going, mate? Were they the size of hockey pucks or what? Beautiful, mate. You'll be right. If you class midway through the broadcast, mate, I'll just come over and resuss you. So you're still playing, eh?
Yeah, 145s now.
Yeah, just get guests.
I'll get Yesson to give you a big boy, mate.
How about Gary can just do it?
Someone will
I'm not
give
going to be looking at him. He's too short.
June will do it.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
You won the wave.
You won a couple of signals for us.
I'll give it some.
You're going to be a lot of
Were you giving the umpire a bit of grief?
Sorry,
Or
mate. Yeah.
No, the line was there. The line was there and you were about here.
Close.
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you're watching this broadcast right around the world. A very warm welcome to Inside Sports Strathpine here in Queensland. We're witnessing the first of the live streamed games for the National Indoor Cricket League. This is the Strathpine Burras taking on Springwood. Sitting next to me is one very well-known person within the indoor cricket community, cap number 40 for the Australian women's indoor cricket team, and the second highest wicket taker for Queensland in the Women's National Cricket League. I am, of course, talking about Jude Coleman. Jude, how are you?
Well, thank you.
And the Strathpine Burras, how are they looking this evening?
Yeah, pretty good. They've got a lot of young girls, plus some experienced players on their team, one of which I remember making my debut with in 2001. So they've got a good mix there. And they've lost the toss and will be bowling first. They're led by Zeldine Barnard, Emily Charman, Emily Valance, Tanya Carpenter, Michelle Jenkins, Sharon Guest, Tara Watts and Belinda Ottaway.
And the Springwood Scorpions will be looking exactly like this. Belaine Gibbs, Shelley Savage, Alex Weeks, Kat Jenkin, Stacey Rockcliffe, Olivia Voss, Charlotte Voss and Monique Brummer. Well, it's going to be very interesting here. There's a very healthy crowd sitting behind us, and I know there's been a very big anticipation to the 2019 National Indoor Cricket League, probably more than I can ever recall. There's been a bit of a build-up, would you say, Jude Coleman, in relation to everyone getting ready for it? A lot of stuff on social media, a big, strong following as the National Indoor Cricket League has grown over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's really good to see Cricket Australia get behind it and advertise as much as possible using social media. And you know, the growth in the game up here in Queensland's been excellent. I think we went from 4 teams in the first year to 9 in the female side, and we've got those 9 back again this year. And I know the teams are growing, so it's great to see, and we're pretty excited for a good season.
And of course, you can view all the action on the social media page, facebook.com/cricket AUS Indoor. Welcome to the National Indoor Cricket League 2019 as we watch the first delivery of the live stream games. Off to a flying start. Monique Brummer at the striker's end as this delivery comes down a little bit short and outside off. Good communication there between striker and non-striker. Very important in a loud indoor cricket centre, Jude Coleman.
Yeah, it sure is, and more importantly, there was good eye contact between the two.
Sharp fielding, keeping it off the nets. This game being officiated by umpire Wayne Thomas. Umpire Thomas made his umpiring debut in the year 2000, officiating 13 national titles and 1 Junior World Championships. So good luck to Wayne in his decision-making today as that ball is on the leg side, no runs scored. Springwood Scorpions on 3.
Emily Charman's the bowler, and she gets a nice shape into the right-hander.
No ball call. That's going to be close. Very close indeed. Of course, in indoor cricket, you can be run out off no balls. No ball called. Not too sure whether if that was for too high or possibly a front foot. No ball front foot is the call. Last delivery of the first over. And just a hint of swing coming back in there for Emily Sharman, and that is the end of the first over. 7 scored from it. Jude Coleman, a general par score that you'd be looking for?
Yeah, with the 6 ball overs now, I think par's usually 80. 100 you're very, very happy with.
Yep.
But if you can get 80, it's definitely defendable.
We'll see how 80 goes. Strathpine have played 1 game thus far, and they were absolutely belted from pillar to post by a very clinical Wynnum Seagulls side, 162 to 78. I'm sure they'll be looking to do better today. And it looks like that's the captain, Zeldine Barnard, who's bowling.
Yeah, I think in that game, Wynnum had Laura Harris, the WBBL player for the Brisbane Heat, playing for them, and apparently she hit 42 off her own stick. Pretty impressive, almost getting a half century off your own bat in indoor cricket. I think her batting partner, Emily Cram, made the comment, "I've never been so scared in my life." It's well bowled by Zeldine.
And it's good cricket by Monique Brummer, just understanding that you don't have to score off every ball. If there's a good delivery in indoor cricket, it's awfully acceptable just to pat it back and block it out. And that's hit across the line, slapped into the leg side for 2 runs. Barnard bowling little gentle offies. Not sure if she's always bowled that way, Jude Coleman. You may know more than myself.
Yeah,
Is that something a bit new?
When she first started playing, she bowled in-swing, medium pace, and she's taken on the offies probably in the last couple of seasons.
Yep. Sporting the absolutely fabulous fluorescent pink shoes. As we'll wait for the umpire's call, that's very good off there, slapping it back towards the keeper. Strathpine sharp in the field early as 12 comes off so far from 2 overs. Alexandra Weeks 9 runs, Monique Brummer on 3.
What Strathpine are doing really well is keeping Weeksy off strike. So she's clearly the senior batter in this partnership, and she hasn't seen much strike yet.
Sharon Guest to come into the attack for Strathpine. Resides on the Sunshine Coast. He's been playing for a long time. An experienced campaigner. Is that ball again? Weeks all over it. Waiting for the ball, hitting it hard into the concrete, high into the nets. Thanks for joining us on social media. If we get an opportunity, we'll certainly give you a shout out. Two's the call. Catching perhaps a bit of the net there. Of course it must have if umpire Thomas has called it 2. How good is it to have the indoor cricket back? We certainly hope you're enjoying it. Wherever you're watching the broadcast. Could be a chance here. And certainly will be. That is being given out. Caught well short. Just a bit of a mix-up there, Jude Coleman.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Alex called no, but it was pretty clear from her body language she wasn't running, so I'm not sure what Monique was doing there.
Yeah, she was pretty heavily planted, was Weeks at the striker's end. The first wicket, Scorpions back down to 11. As we know, with broadcasts and the live streaming technology, you can be watching anywhere in the world. Lindy Thompson, sorry. There could be another chance here. Getting back very quickly is Alexandra Weeks. Lindy Thompson joining us all the way from South Africa. It's a pleasure to have your company, Lindy. Thanks for joining us. South Africa are a very strong indoor cricketing nation. So we see the last ball of the guest over. Fighting back 15. While we have a quick opportunity, Jude Coleman, congratulations on the 2018-19 Queensland Lightning Player of the Year that recently bestowed upon you.
Yeah, thanks very much. I think being good mates with the coach helps.
Oh, you're too modest. This is Emily Valance bowling, the number 2 for Strathpine. Only a young, I'll say lady.
Yeah, she's part of our under-18 Queensland outdoor team as well, and just recently, well, I shouldn't say recently, but this year she's selected in the Open Ladies Queensland indoor team, so it'll be her first year up with the big girls.
Will be a step up, and I'm absolutely sure that she is ready. An appeal, or half an appeal goes up for the wicketkeeper. Nothing doing there. Yes, Emily Valance, I feel like I've been commentating her for many, many years. I can't believe that. So she'd be the age of 17,
yeah,
maybe
17.
Possibly turning 18 at some stage. No ball off the pitch is called.
I think she's 18 in September, so she's still got another year in the under-18s for outdoor. A couple moves up to the under-19s now for indoor.
Yeah, she is a tall bit of timber. The ball coming down from quite a height. That is an outstanding indoor cricket shot. Weeks just waiting on the ball. And that timing was absolutely exquisite. The Scorpions moved to 21. Strathpine up and about in the field. They're a bit chirpy there at the front. That's what you'd like to see. Faster delivery. Another chance, possibly. And yes, given out. You could really tell that Emily Valance bent her back with that one. Put in a big effort ball as we watch the replay.
Thought she might have got back, but close one, but as long as he's consistent.
Yeah, that's right. And excellent vision being brought to you today by Sportscast, the official broadcast partner of the National Indoor Cricket League. Outstanding vision brought to you, in fact. And releasing the shackles, punishing that ball to the back of the net. And that gets to 20. Jude Coleman was looking for a total of around about 80, and the Strathpine Burras have said that's exactly what we'll do. We'll get on target right away.
Yeah, it's a good start. You know, usually at the start of the game you ask each batting pair to get their 20, and they've done their job.
So just on young Valance, who bowled that ball there. For those interested, of course, this year's the launch of the first ever dedicated indoor cricket podcast, the Yellow Ball Podcast. You may have seen it on the Cricket Australia Facebook page. It's happening. And some inside knowledge, young Valance is actually going to be one of the guests on the podcast this season. As Michelle Jenkins comes in. So yes, each week there will be a special guest to come in, and that particular week that Emily Valance will be a part of it is a junior orientated week. So the podcast will be a reflection of the wider indoor cricket community. Everyone will have a chance to voice their opinion on our sport. It's going to be an outstanding show. We hope you're a part of it. It'll be launching tomorrow night. We record directly after this game, straight into the radio recording studios here in Brisbane. Should be available on wherever you find your podcasts. The Yellow Ball Podcast coming soon. More importantly, though, right now we have Michelle Jenkins searching, hunting for a wicket here in the second batting partnership for the Scorpions. Springwood Scorpions, 24. Moving ahead. Of course, if this is the first time you've watched indoor cricket, or perhaps the NICL, the National Indoor Cricket League, it is a national competition that's brought together the world's best players in indoor cricket to compete against one another in a very competitive environment indeed. All teams will be vying for a share of $45,000 in prize money. So not only is there the coveted title of national champions on the line, there's a little bit of money in it for you too, if you don't mind. Thank you very much, as that ball strays down leg side. There'll be over 70 teams across Australia, there or thereabouts, who will be playing in the regular matches between the end of April through to mid-August within each zone. There's 9 men's divisions and 6 women's divisions. So a lot of action. NICL's been growing and growing, and I certainly know I can't remember a year where there's been more hype, Jude. It's absolutely everywhere, and people are bloodthirsty for their indoor cricket content. Shelley Savage, Charlotte Voss out batting now for the Scorpions. This is Taylor Carpenter for Strathpine. Tanya Carpenter, my apologies.
Tanya's one of the few Kiwis that are living in Australia now, playing in the NICL.
Hopefully we're not giving away too many of our trade secrets here in Australia, Jude.
Well, we like to share.
We like to share, and of course, as we see, 2 runs very strongly hit there. Nice little tap down, almost a chance for a run out at the striker's end. Good shot though from Shelley Savage. The Kiwis doing quite well in the recent Indoor Cricket Asia Cup that was played over in Singapore. The men's squad coming Asia Cup champions over there. It's hit straight back. Just admiring the shot there was Voss. planted like a pot plant in the middle of the pitch. Almost run out as we watch the replay, possibly.
Yeah, you've got to watch Em. She's got a pretty good arm from back there.
2 deliveries left in this over. Sliding down leg side, adjudicated correctly by umpire Wayne Thomas. If you're unfamiliar with our sport, all wides, no balls are given 2 runs. Strathpine coached by Joel Boucher. He's on the sidelines enthusiastically cheering the ladies on.
Looks a bit edgy over there.
He does look a bit edgy. Spoke to him pre-game and he's really interested in the development of this Strathpine side. He gives a lot back to the game, this Joel Boucher. He's been around, I'm sure he won't mind me saying this as I say it with a great deal of respect, but he has been around indoor cricket for an awfully long time. And he's one of those personalities, and there's many of them in indoor cricket, that loves to give back, love to see the sport grow and develop, and Joel Boucher's doing wonderful things here at Strathpine, and he was saying he's keen to build some systems in place, much like a Toowoomba, my goodness, Toowoomba as well, mind you, but a Toombul, Jude, and a Wynnum Seagulls, really setting the standard. A bit of argy-bargy in the middle of the court, all accidental.
This is Tara Watts bowling this over, just struggling with the left hand. Shelley.
And you'll certainly accept that if you're down the other end. Not having to do too much effort and getting the runs. This batting partnership moves to 26. It's 46 total. They're starting to skip ahead. Interesting to see what the no balls for.
2 bounces, I think. Is that a new rule? I know it was at national level, but I don't know about NICL.
We might get our very good umpiring friend Michael Guest, if he's around somewhere, and see if he can possibly let us know. I'm going to be very open and transparent. I'm not sure. I certainly know that traditionally the ball can bounce as many times as it likes. I know that there has been a variation of the rule implemented. Whether it's been done in the National Indoor Cricket League, I'm not 100% sure. I'm searching around back here and I cannot find the man. I'm sure he'll present and we'll ask him. You'd expect that must be the case if that's been called.
I do know that last year, I'm pretty sure they changed the rule for nationals. I mean, it didn't happen very often there, but...
No, no, it must be said.
Those who hate me for saying this, Nick Martin has been known to throw in the odd double bouncer.
Nicole Martin, you've just been thrown under the bus. We'll get the boffins at Cricket Australia to isolate what you've just said, Jude Coleman. Nicole Martin.
She used to get wickets off them, so...
They tend to do that, don't they? The old trashy deliveries just bouncing on down. They're ugly. So Emily Charman here for Strathpine. Really looking for that wicket, because all of a sudden this batting partnership could have come off the glove. There's a chance at the top ends if they can get it down there. They do, and that will be given out. Outstanding indoor cricket. Very, very fast with getting the ball in their hands and throwing it down to the non-striker's end. Jude Coleman, talk us through that replay.
Yeah, you can see here just a top edge from Charlotte, and Zell gets to the ball quickly. Most important thing is her footwork. She was in position early before she picked up the ball, so she could just throw as soon as she got it in her hand, and it was a good throw to Em.
And again, big thank you to Sportscast, the official broadcast partner of the National Indoor Cricket League. How good's that vision coming to you, even slowing it down so you can get into the nitty-gritty to see if the umpire got it right. Some wonderful systems in place to make 2019 the best indoor cricketing year yet. It's happening all over the place. enthusiastic appeal from Strathpine. Perhaps should have been worth a -1 just for their effort. They really went up.
It's closer than it looked, I reckon. No, got back. Good call by Wayne.
Jude Coleman joining the Umpires Union for a few seconds here today. 57 is the total for Springwood. They'll certainly be looking to add 2 to the total. Could have almost been a -5, my goodness. But that will be the end of that batting partnership. Outstanding work.
It was really well bowled by Emily that last over, because that pair could have easily put on over 40, and they did well to keep them to 37.
So this will be Stacey Rockcliffe and Olivia Voss. Sorry, Jude Coleman. No, you go.
I was just going to say they're 2 regional girls. So Stacey flies in from Townsville to play in this competition, because there's no female competition up there. And then Liv comes from northern New South Wales. So they both travel a long way to play each week.
And that demonstrates to you the standard of the women's division in the National Indoor Cricket League. This is the finest competition in the land. There is absolutely no doubt about it whatsoever. So talking about previous games, Springwood have also played 1 game, as have Strathpine. It's come off the leg there and then thrown into the back of Rockcliffe. Very quickly, though, as Emily Sharman to run over there, give her a high five, say, I'm sorry, put me back on the Christmas card list. So Springwood have also played 1 game and they dismantled Wynnum. That game was played last night. The Scorpions won 152 to 58. Big scores. Kat Jennings bombing 34 off her own bat. We were talking about big scores off your own bat previously. 34 off her own bat. If you don't mind, thank you very much.
Sounds like Jenko.
Sharp chance, gone down. Moving well to get across, read it off the net. Perhaps a little bit of spin, a little bit of fizz. Michelle Jenkins unable to glove that one. So Wynnum really destroyed Strathpine and Springwood destroyed Wynnum. So simple arithmetic tells you that Springwood would go into this game as heavy favourites, but indoor cricket, she's a cruel beast and anything can happen.
Yeah. And there were 2 very different sides. I think Wynnum were a few players short last night with birthdays happening and people missing the games. So
chance if she slaps it on. Ball just came off the net and died a little bit there. Off camera before the broadcast, Jude Coleman, you were talking about your experiences in a game that you played in just recently. How the nets were performing a little bit different to what you're used to. So indoor cricket, the nets vary from centre to centre and the environments are different, are they?
yeah, every centre has different nets, different sizes even. You know, some are deeper in the backcourt, up behind the keeper and also behind the receiver. So every centre's different. You've got to go and have a good look at the centre and get a good read for it before you head out and play your game. Even the pitches play differently. I mean, if you've just had the
particularly a fresh one.
Yeah, fresh one will hold up a little bit more and get a little bit more cut.
The ball comes off looking like a tennis ball at the end. She's all torn up.
Yeah.
Good fielding there by Guests at offside sweep. Getting your hand down low to it. So it's a good tip for all the young boys and girls and even the older men and women who are listening to the broadcast from an experienced indoor cricketer as Jude Coleman. Something to be wary of when you come along to the centres. Check it out. Some nets will have more tension, some won't. The balls will play a little bit different. Some have got corner conduit in the back nets. Some have got a thin piece of wire. Chance. Just bouncing in front of Emily Valance. Doing well to dive forward to it. Always a bit tricky coming forward to a ball like that.
Yeah, it's probably one we always get told when you're bowling to leave it for the receiver, but that's probably one the bowler needed to have a go at.
Springwood Scorpions 74. On top of the ball, keeping it off the net. The Scorpions outfit looking like they're going to go well and truly past the total of 80. That was considered par. Of course, after this game, there is a men's division match that's taking place.
Shot from Stace, well fielded.
And bring that to your attention because there's some absolute commentary royalty in the box. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about Jude Coleman to my left. Later on, there's a man called Jay Otto who's going to be around. Reece Dearness is going to be involved. Stephen Mogg's going to be here. Brenton Bryan's going to be here. It is an absolute who's who of indoor cricket to bring you the very best insights that you could possibly imagine. These people are absolute students of the game. Certainly an absolute pleasure having them here. And it looks like to bowl out her second over will be Tanya Carpenter, with the Burley Seacombe indoor cricket ball in hand. Of course, Burley, the official ball supplier of the National Indoor Cricket League. Into the 2 net, Guest unable to get down low to flick that back to Emily Valance at the non-striker's end. 80. They've reached that total. They'll be looking to push on here. Possibly a score of 110 or north of that. That's where we're looking.
Yeah, they've got 2 big hitters to come in Kat Jenkins and Blaine Gibbs, so they could be looking around 130, 140.
Yeah, Kat Jenkins and Blaine Gibbs put on 53 against Wynnum the other night. Kat Jenkins scored 34, Blaine Gibbs scored 19, so it's a very dangerous pair indeed coming along. They'll be looking to hemorrhage the runs. Even just a dot ball, Jude Coleman, builds a bit of pressure, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, especially in 6 ball overs. So the Burras really need a couple of wickets at the back end of this pair just to give them a little bit of momentum going into that last pair.
And Judith, you keep telling me about the 6 ball overs. There was a time when there wasn't 6 ball overs?
Yeah, we used to play 7 ball in this competition, or in Super League it was known as back then, and national competitions was 8 ball overs. So I'm not really sure how on earth I played 8 ball overs. But a bit younger back then, I guess.
Well, what I can tell you is this: there was a time when the Masters also played 8 ball overs, and they were the last people to want to get rid of it. They wanted to hold on to it like grim death. And again, I say with the greatest deal of respect for those elder statesmen and women of indoor cricket, but you've got a 55-year-old bloke who's been held together by a bit of sticky tape and some blue tack towards the end of a week playing 8 ball overs. Some of those games went for about 4 days.
I remember not wanting to get rid of it either, because even with the bat, you felt like a wicket didn't hurt that much because you had enough time to get back in the over.
As we see a run out here. And that's a gift. Strathpine will take it every single day and twice on Sundays. Again, just a bit of a mix-up in the middle of the court.
Yeah, decent piece of fielding. It was hit hard and just hit Em on the body. And she was able to get a good bounce and get the throw into Emily Valance at the back. Yeah, I was saying I didn't want to get rid of the 8 ball overs either. It just felt like you had more time to set up. You could come back from a wicket with the bat, or when you were bowling, you could set up batters a little bit more.
Yep.
But now I'm thankful for it, because I don't know how I'd go.
There's always been indoor cricketers, there are really creatures of habit, and they're not really open to change, I must say. It's also the same, I remember, when there was no timed innings that were included in indoor cricket. You could almost go for as long as you want. And timed innings, it was the devil at the time. No one wanted it.
See, women wanted it because we'd always have to hang around and wait for the men, who took forever.
They did tend to take their time.
Forever. So we were happy with it.
You were advocates for it.
We never went over time. It was always, well, I shouldn't say never, but very rarely would we go over time, but we always felt like we were waiting for the men to finish their game, so we were pretty happy.
Yeah, well, that's great. I know that some of the men certainly weren't happy with it. Oh, that is outstanding fielding. My goodness, it's unfortunate for it not to be a wicket. Emily Valance, hopefully we might be able to get a replay. I don't want to put pressure on Sportscast, our wonderful broadcast partners, but if we can. Talk us through it, Jude.
Yeah, she tracked over to the right side of the court, but as we were saying before, the net's a bit tighter. Got a good bounce in and had to dive to tap it onto the stumps and only just missed.
And it would have had her out by quite a distance as well. And watch out, the big hitters are in town. As Kat Jenkins gives us a wry smile, Blaine Gibbs is all business. She doesn't want to look over at the commentary box as she goes on the court. She's a serious individual tonight, is Gibbsy. Look out, ladies and gentlemen. Some big runs on the way as the Scorpion squad come over to congratulate a very entertaining 30 runs scored in the third skin. You'd expect to see at least 30 runs come from these two.
Yeah, you would think so. They both like to hit the back net, so but with that always comes chances, so you never know.
And we've just been given a little bit of feedback that on your score, it does say Strathpine is batting first. But that's okay. I think you understand that it's the Scorpions out there. We'll give you the updates. This could be out first go. It's not. So just understand if you're joining the broadcast. This is the first of the live stream broadcast, round 2 of the National Indoor Cricket League. You're joining the commentary box here by Gary Lowe, that's me. Jude Coleman, the female voice you can hear sitting to the right of me, or my left if I can get that correct. Blaine Gibbs on strike, my apologies. 89 the total, that goes down leg side. So, of course, all the action can be followed. If you're watching this stream right now, you obviously know where to go. You're a legend. Give yourself an absolute salute because you're at Facebook page. That's absolutely no ball too high. And an additional 2 runs scored. All the w's.facebook.com/Cricket AUS Indoor. On Twitter, at Cricket AUS Indoor, #NICL. And, of course, don't forget the Yellow Ball podcast. That's coming along. Directly after this game, the recording of that podcast commences. There'll be interviews with the team captains. There'll be a special guest coming in. I'm not going to say who it is, but they are a doyen of the sport. There's 3, and I'll repeat 3. Oh, I'm not going to repeat anything because Blaine Gibbs is skittled. The barrel's light up. Cleaned up. Just misreading that one, Jude Coleman.
Yeah, I think Em might have said to Michelle to just bowl it a little bit shorter because Blaine definitely likes to get on the front foot, and it worked.
Seemed to come in a little bit as well, perhaps hitting the seam and cutting back in. It's a great delivery. Just getting back to the Yellow Ball podcast, there will be 3 Indoor Cricket Hall of Famers that will be joining the joining the podcast this season. 1 cricket administrator, 2 Big Bash League players, 3 Australian coaches and managers. If you wanted good indoor cricket content, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to Google, wherever you find your podcast, search for it. 9:30 tomorrow night is the deadline for it to be up. If not, Cricket Australia will be coming after the podcast with Pitchforks. The podcast fully supported by Cricket Australia. 14th over. Here back at Inside Sportz Strathpine, a wonderful indoor cricket centre indeed. Springwood moved to 96. For those playing the home game, the very first job I had in my life was in this indoor cricket centre. Used to be up the road on Cremzo Road, used to be called Sportz Strathpine back in the day. They moved up here. I remember fond memories of the concrete being poured. I saw all the nets come up. And the first job given to me, vacuum the courts. $8 an hour, Jude Coleman.
Well, you've gone up in the world since then.
Yep, $11. So I certainly do love Strathpine. I love this centre, and it looks in great touch today. Springwood hit the triple digits, if you don't mind. 100 runs. Blaine Gibbs giving that one everything. Zeldine Barnard looks to the heavens in a bit of a grimace as she touches her good mate Blaine Gibbs on the back and says, "Can you not hit it so hard next time?" Last delivery of the 14th over, taking advantage again, but that's not going to get past. Emily Valance out the back. Watch the replay as she watches this ball like a hawk. Perfect catch.
Yeah, as I said earlier, you know, they like to go the back net, but it does give you chances, and Kat's got away with that first one, and then that one not so lucky.
Going for the big bickies, the 7 on the full here in indoor cricket. So if this is the first time you're watching indoor cricket, welcome to the family. You're involved now, and you'll be addicted forever. Now this could be a real dangerous over here from Strathpine. I don't think they've done their maths quite right.
Yeah, probably not the best pair to bowl Tara to. No balls are really hurting the Burras. I think it's about 4 or 5 now, and each of them have been hit for quite a few runs. Oh.
Now Tara's done extremely well to miss the stumps from there. It'd be wise to perhaps get the tall timber back. What I'd really love to see is them swap Emily Charman there at the front, because that's where the ball's going to be coming, I'd imagine. I'd be getting Guest there at offside sweep, getting her down on leg side guard where Charman is, swapping them over. You've got Barnard Valance back here. Tall bits of timber. Because here it comes, and that's what's happening. Chance to run it if they can hit. And that's the biggest score you can get in indoor cricket without running a double run. 9 runs, no ball plus the 7. Steve Bateman on social media. Are the men's playing at the same place? Yes, they are. They'll be playing at the conclusion of this game. Chasing that ball to get the maximum runs as we come into the last over of the batting innings, or the first batting innings. Of course, if watching the National Indoor Cricket League has inspired you to play indoor cricket, as it probably rightfully should, you're crazy if it doesn't. Visit playcricket.com.au to find your nearest centre. 123. It's going to be a formidable total. But they've saved some heavy artillery here with Emily Valance.
She does have a very good slower ball, which could be handy against this pair.
Right on the money. Glenn McGrath-esque, I'll call it. Had it on a dime, a very upright action, beautiful action indeed. Chance here, there's been a slip and that will be given out. Valance comes through with the goods. The slip from Jenkins assisted.
Yeah, it looked like she just sort of rolled her ankle as she was trying to get back, and a good throw from Tanya to Zeldine at the back sticks and an easy out. It's that slower ball that beat Blaine.
Now, I know you've all been barking for it, and yes, he's here, Stephen Mogg. He's going to be coming into the commentary box. He'll be coming in 3 deliveries' time. We'll hand over. Again, it's wonderful stuff here from the administrators here in Queensland to get as many voices of expert. Oh, that's wonderful fielding there. And a good flick and given out. That's going onto the highlights reel. Kat Jenkins running out Michelle Jenkins. Watch the replay. Jude Coleman, outstanding indoor cricket.
Yeah, it's a pretty good shot from Blaine, but just flat enough that Michelle could get her hand to it. And Kat, I've been telling her for years that she needs to dive, but still doesn't.
Well, you could put that dismissal on YouTube. It'll get 1.3 million views by the end of tonight. We come into the last delivery. We predicted that it'd be a skin of 30 plus. At the moment, it's 29. And that's where it'll stay. I say take a bow, Strathpine.
Yeah,
They've done very, very well to restrict. I know it sounds a bit silly because 30 is an outstanding total for a batting partnership, but they've really restricted him there because it could have been much, much bigger.
Yeah, it was looking like it up until that last over, so. Look, it's still a huge chase, but they'll be pretty happy considering where it could have been.
Yeah, they were really starting to get away, but 116 is going to be the total. We have Stephen Mogg standing by, who's coming to the commentary box. Jude Coleman, it's been a pleasure being here with you for the 16 overs that we've shared.
Thanks, Gary.
Oh, thank you for being so formal. I appreciate it. I'll pass you on to Stephen Mogg.
Thanks.
Yes, good day, Jude. How are you?
Good, thanks, Moggy. How are you?
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, obviously a big score to start with.
Yeah, it is a very big total. But it was looking like it could be 130 at one stage, so they've given themselves a slight chance.
Yeah, they have. Look, probably the one thing to note about here at Inside Sportz Strathpine is the court's a little bit larger than your average court, so there's plenty of space out there. So I think they'll still be fairly confident they'll give it a good shake.
Yeah, and they do have M. Valance. They've got a pretty good batting side. M. Valance will more than likely come in last. So if they can get it close to around 70, 75, she can definitely hit 40. So
yeah, no, she is a quality player, that's for sure. I was having a bit of a chat to Joel Boucher, their coach, earlier today, and he commented that they're probably more a batting team than a bowling team. So I think they'll still be fairly confident that they can give it a good shake, that's for sure.
yeah, some of the decisions with the ball will be key in this innings, I think, because they do have a few strong pairs, and probably a pair that might be considered a little risky. So it'll be interesting to see what Weeksy, I think, is their captain, will do with the bowling lineup.
Yeah, they do have a very good team, so it'll be very interesting.
We've got Olivia Voss starting off for Springwood with Michelle Jenkins and Emily Charman opening the batting.
Yeah, I think both teams will just like a nice settling over to start with. Obviously the batting team just trying to build a score, get a bit of contact, get a couple of runs here and there, but it's a third ball opportunity first off, so it's a fantastic start by the Scorpions with the ball, and they'll be looking to capitalise here.
Yeah, Liv's bowling with good pace, and Michelle just needs to get a bit of bat on this. She does.
A little bit of a shuffle down the wicket, probably not the most conventional shots, but it's quite effective in the end.
I don't think Emily will struggle as much with this pace. She's quite a tall player, so she'll be able to get it on top of that bounce that Liv's getting. Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
That was lovely bowling. Nice little bit of shape away. And found the battle wanting there, unfortunately. And a key wicket for the Scorpions.
Yeah, it was pretty lucky there. Stace didn't take that cleanly at the wicket keeper's end, just bobbled it, but it fell onto the stumps.
Yes, fortune is, you just got to be lucky sometimes, and that was the case there. It was perfect bowling which created that opportunity, so well deserving to capitalise. Lovely shot. Steps across, plays out nice for a down up two into the net. Notice the nets tend to be a little bit springy here, so the ball's bouncing out quite quickly. So obviously it keeps the fielders in play.
Yeah, and a lot of the girls play with hard hands, so they hit the ball quite hard into the ground. We've got a mix up. Oh, they're both at one end.
Well, still a chance. Very close. Big mix up was almost another wicket. That would have been tragic for the Burras.
Yeah, when you hit the ball hard into the ground, the faster it comes back and the front court gets a chance. So you just got to take the pace off it slightly with slower hands through the ball.
Definitely, and that's a perfect start for the Springwood Scorpions there. Getting a wicket in the first over, a score of -1. Perfect start. So there's a fair crowd starting to build. Every time the Burrows got a wicket earlier, I could hear them cheering. I can only imagine that's going to get louder as the night goes on. Slight miss hit, but good communication. Called each other through, and that was a good run. So this is Shelley Savage bowling. You would have played a fair bit with her in your time?
Yeah, Shell's been around for a while. Played for Parklands when Parklands was around before the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games. That's a great shot from them.
Yeah, lovely shot, lovely contact. 3 runs scored.
And played a little bit in the Open Ladies a few years back now, but she's been around for a long time, just loves her cricket.
Yeah, it's good to see players that have been around a while still continuing their game. There's, you know, especially in the ladies competition, there's a lot of young talent coming through, and just having that experience on the court to help these young players is always beneficial. That was another opportunity for a run out. Very, very good contact again. Just a little bit too straight. Receiver had the opportunity for a run out and just missed, unfortunately. But this is a much better over for the Burras. Brings the score to 9. Chasing a skin of 20. You know, look, this is probably one of the smaller skins in the game, so they'll obviously like to take the point out of that. But I think overall they'll just be trying to, like you suggested, that last pair is going to be crucial for the Burras. So just give them every opportunity to be close enough to win the game.
Yeah, look, from the start that they had, if they can come out on 20, they'll be very, very happy. And it is, like you said, a start that they will be happy with. So this is a crucial over here. Weeksy, a state open player, brings the ball back in, and I haven't found many women who play the game who enjoy an in-swing bowler, facing an in-swing bowler. So it'll be interesting to see how Michelle and Emily go against Weeksy.
Yeah, that ball swung a fair way. Obviously in the NICL you get a new ball for each innings, and it's a good opportunity to thank Burley, the official ball supplier for the National Indoor Cricket League. Been a fantastic supporter of the game of indoor cricket for a long time now. Just probably erred a little bit in width there. The first ball was a much better line. That started that one a little bit too wide and made it a little bit easy.
Yeah, it was pretty short too, so it didn't have the opportunity to swing like the first one.
Take nothing away, there was a very nice shot too. And we just played that one a little bit flatter, but sort of pierced the gap in the field and allowed her to get through for that relatively easy 2 in the end. Call. It's been a fairly good over so far, this one.
If she can keep that line to Michelle, she should get rewards, because Michelle definitely likes the width outside off.
Full length, swings the ball a little bit further this time. Pushes that one through on the leg side for 2 runs as well. It obviously looks nice to hit him up in the springs, but if you can get good contact and pierce the field a little bit and call well, there's still an opportunity for plenty of runs out there. Lovely bowling to finish the over. Strathpine Burras moving on to 16, so 7 coming from that over, so I think they'll be very happy with 7 from that over.
Yeah, they've had 2 of their better bowlers bowl already now, Springwood, so they'll be pretty happy with that. But they have another one coming on now with Stacey Rockcliffe, another in-swing bowler. So not a bad choice here from Weeksy.
So many of these younger girls that are now playing are coming through the national system for the Queensland as well.
Yeah, Stace was a member of the under-17 and under-21 Queensland team. And a lot of them coming through the outdoor system as well. Stacey represented Queensland in the under-18 national champs in January. Liv Voss and her sister Charlotte both play for Sandgate in the Premier Cricket competition up here. So It's good to see him playing both forms.
It definitely is. A very close chance for a run out in the front court. Great fielding on the leg side. I think a direct hit there made it a very tough decision for our umpire, Wayne Thomas, today.
You can see she just took a bit of a wind up to get rid of it, to underarm it into the keeper, and that's all it takes to be the difference between out
very
and
tight,
safe.
Yeah, tight line there on the leg side, but creating an opportunity here. The pressure's on for the Strathpine Burras to get this skin. 18 with 3 balls remaining. Wide ball, wide down the leg side. The batsman's taking the opportunity to have that re-bowled, so that levels the score up for the skin on 20 each. Leading edge, almost an opportunity.
They hold up down, pretty safe.
Well, they can be. So that puts the Burras 2 in front of their skin, moving it to 22 with 2 balls remaining. Another wide. Just looked to have lost a step there in the final delivery stride and dragged that one down the leg side. So another couple of runs to the Burras, and they would have re-bowled that ball too. So they can now build that score a little bit closer to perhaps something like a 30.
Shot.
Which obviously if they hit 30, it keeps them right in the game.
Yeah, they're definitely handy runs, handy bonus runs when you're chasing a total of 116.
Oh, it certainly is. Good finish to the over. So the Strathpine Burras take out the first skin, 26 chasing 20. Fantastic start for them, the start they wanted to get to.
Yeah, after being -1 after 1 over, be very happy with 26.
Yeah, certainly will. So there's still plenty to do. Still plenty of runs out there. So I don't think Springwood will worry too much at this point in time. They know they've got the runs on the board. So although they've lost that first skin, there's a couple of big skins remaining. So I just think they'll just keep plugging away and create a few opportunities.
Yeah, this pair for the Burras though, they're 2 very good bats, and Tanya Carpenter doesn't mind hitting the back net either, so it's a pretty important pair. She'll need to get the ball up and to the springs like Zeldine has there.
That's a fantastic shot by Zeldine. Just rocked on the back foot and just chopped that one up into the springs. That'll get her confidence up straight away.
It's a good start.
Just run Erd a little down on the leg side, but no runs coming from that. No ball off the pitch. Would be a little bit disappointing. Obviously after a dot ball, that just relieves the pressure a little bit, and it's 2 easy runs.
Yeah, you could see in the Strathpine bowling innings how much pressure they released with no balls, and it really hurt them in the end.
That's another one too. It's just easy runs, unfortunately. And at this point in time, with a pair like this, want to build some pressure early. Just Erd a little bit with the width. Hopefully she'll come back from that. Oh, much better delivery. You can see the aggressive intent there. Really wanted to get on the front foot and make good contact with the ball too. So you might see some fireworks in the next couple of overs.
Yeah, she does. She likes to drive. I think part of it is just wanting to get down the other end too. Because Tanya would admit she's not the fastest between wickets, so get a head start.
Yeah, certainly. Good shot there. Great over there by the Burras too. 10 runs coming from it. Perfect start to this skin, and it just helps build that score closer to that fairly large total. So anyone that's interested, whether you're a male, female, junior cricketer or an adult cricketer, can always jump onto the playcricket.com website, .com.au, sorry, a website, and have a look for your nearest sports centre. Nice shot again.
That's a great shot.
That's a textbook shot in indoor cricket, banging it up for a 3. Gives yourself plenty of time to get through to the other end. It's a lovely shot by Zaldane. She's really hitting the ball quite nicely.
Yeah, Cat just bowled a little off-cutter there, slower ball off-cutter, and Zell waited on it nicely. And another off-cutter there, just beat Tanya. But unfortunately, Stace couldn't glove it.
Nice shot. Although she showed some aggressive intent earlier, she's waited well on that one and slightly softer hands and put it up into the high into the net to make it very difficult for the fielding team. Oh, this one looked to kick up a little bit, so probably an off-cutter again.
Yeah, she's bowled 4 of them so far, so mustn't trust her outie at the moment.
Would it be the pressure of the live stream, perhaps?
I don't know. She hasn't played for a while. She's just moved down to Tasmania, so she's back this weekend as well for a game. So it could just be a bit of rustiness.
Nice ball of the over. Only the 6 runs coming from that over, so that was a much better performance by the Scorpions.
Yeah, but the Burras will be happy because Cat is one of their best bowlers, so to come away with 6, they'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, look, indoor cricket's a big momentum game, and obviously the Burras in this pair have got off to a good start, and the Scorpions now just fought back a little bit, so a little bit of a momentum shift. Be looking to capitalise and hopefully take a wicket. Bit of width. Oh, it's a close run out there at the keeper's end. We'll obviously get a good look at that one fairly soon. How good's this coverage? Extra camera angles, we got some good replays. So yeah, good opportunity to thank Sportscast, the official broadcast partner for the National Indoor Cricket League. Some great innovation, good.
Out at both ends.
Yeah, how good was that? It's one of the great things about this new coverage, obviously stepping up in the technology and getting some good camera angles now as well, which is fantastic to see. Puts a little bit more pressure on the umpires.
He's been pretty good so far. Don't tell him I said that.
No, I'm not going to. Look, Wayne Thomas is a good umpire, so aggressive shot. Lovely shot for 4 runs. Just used her feet a little bit, came down to the wicket, made good contact. Off the side net, into the back net, 4 runs. Really good comeback after a wicket. Fuller length ball, just shaping away a little bit. This has been a good over so far. That wicket was a crucial wicket for the Scorpions.
And even though she got hit for 4 the second last ball, her length's been really good this over. Oh, that's going to go through.
Slight little misfield up the back. A bit of hesitation early, but the misfield's allowed there to come through for 3 runs.
Yeah, you can see Monique's just tried to field that. That's really the receiver's ball, but Blaine needs to make sure she calls that.
Aggressive again, coming down, it's a bump up. Oh, rebound catch, what a wicket. It's fantastic stuff. Watch that one on the replay.
It's smart bowling from Monique. She probably knew Tanya was going to come at her, so she put it shorter. It's hit Shelley on the shoulder, and then Liv's taken a good catch off the net.
Well, that's a big wicket, and what an over. 2 for -3. Again, momentum shift. I talked about it a bit earlier. A good tight over the last over and a couple of wickets to capitalise there. It's really changed the outlook on this game now as well. Puts the next pair in particular under a fair bit of pressure. So they're 13 for the skin. They are chasing 37, so that's probably out of reach in this last over, especially with someone like Blaine Gibbs coming on to bowl. Another experience chance. It's a good start to the over. The Strathpine Burras are on 42. Nice shot by Zaldine. Into the back net for a single. Potential run-out opportunity. Need a bit of a misfield at the top stumps.
He's nearly out about 3 times, but the ball somehow
Missed the first.
did not knock the bail off. We had that happen in our game last night. The stumps got hit clean boulder and the bail stayed on.
Oh, really? With the zing bails, did they light up at all?
They lit up, yeah.
And everything. Did not get this to lodge. Fantastic. Two balls remaining in this over. Nice shot and contact. Good fielding off her own bowling. Saved a potential 2 runs there, as that may have gone for 3.
It's a big delivery here. I have no doubt Tanya will be trying to hit the back net. And if she does, it swings the game.
It does a little bit, that's for sure, but a wicket here will really put the Scorpions in the driver's seat. Oh, there it is. Just a little chop on.
It's really well bowled. Perfect length to Tanya, cramping her up.
Oh, it was, yeah. Just didn't let her free her arms. So that was a big skin for the Scorpions. At times it looked like it might have got away from them, but they just stuck in there and capitalised with a couple of key wickets, resulting in a skin of only 15.
Yeah, they've got a good bowling attack, the Springwood team. They've got good variation. A few bowlers who bring the ball back in, a couple who take it away, and then the slower, skiddy ones of Shelley. So it's a tough team to build a score against.
So far they've looked pretty reasonable in the field too. There has been a couple of little misfields, but they are creating some opportunities. So the halfway mark of this innings, Strathpine Burras on 41, chasing a score of 116. This pair here is very crucial to the end result of the game. Oh, it's an opportunity. It's an appeal for a leg before. Obviously, no shot was played in that situation, so it can be called LBW. Was that fairly close?
Yeah, probably just missing leg.
Don't see that form of dismissal too often.
No.
Have you ever been out LBW yourself?
No.
Have you got anyone out LBW?
Yeah, a couple of times.
So we have a third ball now. Score must change. Just paddles it around. Just looks like it took the back net, so only the single. But I'm sure Tara will be happy to get off strike. It's been a great start to this over by the Scorpions. So this is probably one of the pairs before this innings that the Scorpions felt they could have attacked.
Yeah.
Do you think now that the nature of the game they'll keep attacking here, or do you think they'll wait? Oh, what a shot! Oh, almost a run-up. Lovely shot by Tara, and one of the centre owners here, so she's got a fair bit of support. So yeah, do you think they'll attack this pair, the Scorpions, or do you think they'll just save a little bit in the bank, knowing that Emily's coming in last?
Look, if it was me, I'd be trying to get both skins. So I'd leave a little bit for the last pair so that I could try and get that 29, and it would be tough with them coming out. But my goal would be to get both skins.
Bit of a shaky start to the over by the Burras. Had themselves on third ball, but ended up with 10, so that's a fantastic result. Be interesting to see what the Burras do here, if they continue to be aggressive. I think they probably need to be. As you said, they need to get that last pair to perhaps 70, 75 to give them an opportunity to bring home the game.
Yeah, and these two bats, they're going to give wickets as well, so They have to make the most of the deliveries that they can score off.
So a bit of innovation this year. There's the Yellow Ball podcast happening a bit later as well. So you'll be out on court after the game and interviewing some of the captains. So something that everyone at home can tune into. There'll be regular updates of what's going on in the Cricket Australia National Indoor Cricket League. So it's good. This is the 3rd season of the NICL, so it's good to see that moving along. Some new things are happening. Nice little paddle around the corner, only a single there, but 3 runs coming from the over so far. 13 for the Skin, chasing 30. So it's definitely still on the cards. Oh, that's a lovely delivery. Perfect line. The length was good as well. Very hard to get those ones away.
Yeah, both these batters like to free their arms a little, so if they can keep it in that kind of area, it makes it very difficult for them. You can see with a little bit more width, they feel a lot more comfortable.
It's been a good over. Drags that one down the leg side for a wide. 7 runs coming from the over. The Burras moved to 17 for the Skin. So it's Skin on here with 2 overs to go.
Yeah, big call here now for the Springwood captain, because they will want that Skin, but at the same time they need to leave enough for the last pair.
Look, I think the nature of this competition in this South East Queensland division, I know something I've talked to about the guys that I'm playing with is it could come down to a Skin. It could come down to an over, and it could come down to a ball. So it's been a very tight competition in both the ladies and the men's competition. So every Skin will be vital at the back end of the season. Nice shot again. So it's Charlotte Voss bowling. Oh, a little bit of an edge. That's another one of those famous up-downs. It was effective in that case. Oh, good contact, good touch in the field. And good second effort as well. The ball's always live, so fantastic stuff in the front court. Big shot.
And it just hit the side net there, so the catch is in play, but didn't quite get the bounce that Blaine thought it would.
Wide ball. There's one delivery to come in this over. There's been another great over to the Strathpine Burras. It's a big over in the context of not only the Skin, but also the game too now. The Burras are only 1 behind the Skin, 29, chasing 30, but they've now hit that magic 70 mark too. So they're in that really close zone, giving that last partnership every chance.
Yeah, it ended up being about a 13-run turnaround there with that catch being dropped. 9-run turnaround, and then you could see the bowler just trying that little bit harder after that drop and 2 leg sides. So I think this is a pretty important call here. Kat Jenkins coming on to bowl. Run out chance straight away, but it's gone to the wrong end.
Yeah, we'll try to go to the keeper's end at first. Would have been better coming to the top end. Just that little bit of hesitation allowed the batters to get through. And that puts the Strathpine Burras in front of this Skin. A little edgy into the corner to allow them to come through.
But what it does do is if Kat doesn't get a wicket, it puts a hell of a lot of pressure on the young girls to bowl at the back end.
Yeah, certainly will. Got a feeling this game's going to get very close. Oh, so another up, down, and a catch. Great feeling by Shelley Savage there. Just nice and relaxed, took a good catch. Changes the complex of the skin here. Now it's 3 runs to get to tie the skin, 4 to win with 3 balls remaining. Another edge, another chance. Oh, slight misfield. Probably had enough time for that one, but unfortunately got one hand to it and just slipped through the fingers.
Yeah, you were saying how tight these nets are before. They just spring back all the way almost to the pitch.
Oh, an aggressive shot. It's a chance to run out, a little misfield again. Puts the Burras in front of the skin. 1 ball remaining. Will they block it out or will they continue to build the score? Looks like they're going to run, perhaps.
I'd just make sure I saw what the ball was first and make... Yeah, that's...
Smart option there, very smart option there. Great skin to the Strathpine Burras, 32 to 30. Now with a crucial last pair coming in to bat. What a fantastic game it's turning out to be. We suggested 70 to 75. We're at 73. Still plenty of runs to get. What do we need? 44?
Yeah, 44 to win.
It is a big ask. A lot has to go your way, but no, it's a funny game, indoor cricket sometimes, so it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, it is. The important thing for Em here is to, they're going to have to hit the back net a couple of times. It's just about picking the right delivery and knowing your strengths and which one you can hit to the back net. And then do that with the ones that aren't there.
Yeah, lovely contact. Great start. Good confidence builder. Bangs that one up into the Springs for 2 easy runs. Little bit of a waft outside the stumps there.
Yeah, no foot movement there at all. Belinda's job is to get Em on strike as much as she can, so that'll do it.
It's a much more confident shot. Yeah, look, I think a lot's going to rest on Emily's shoulders here. Probably doesn't want to leave too much too late either. Would like to try and find a ball this over where she can be quite aggressive too. Shot, it's a chance. Oh, very close to a run out. Direct hit would have made it very interesting.
Yeah, I think she just got home. We're definitely close enough to make it difficult to call from up there.
It's a bit of a mix-up. It's a chance. Oh! Well, it's getting very close.
Yeah, you can just see in the replay, Liv's had really good hands, but her body was facing the wrong way to throw, so it just took her that little bit longer to get rid of the ball. It's a good shot for them.
I thought that might have been one. A big backswing, thought it might have been coming all the way, but not a bad start. 9 runs. So probably just a little bit behind par to win this game, but it's a fantastic start to settle the nerves and allow for a bit of an onslaught fairly soon. So 37 to win.
Yeah, I'll leave that up to you.
Yep, my maths is good sometimes. Important over now. And this is where having the experience of someone like Shelley in your team is very important.
Yeah, she is experienced, but she's also a bowler that you can hit if you have to, because she's pretty straight up and down, so it'll be a good contest.
Nice contact again. 2 easy runs. This one's coming down to the wire. If you're liking the live stream, you can follow the live stream every Sunday, but at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Time on the Cricket Australia indoor Facebook page. Plenty of cricket to come over the coming months. Oh, chance. It's that fantastic time of year where the NICL starts ramping up. Nationals is only just a couple of weeks around the corner, a couple of months around the corner. So indoor cricket really is at its peak. It's a fantastic and exciting time of year. Nice shot for 2. Rotates the strike, gets Emily back on strike. 31 required for the victory.
There's a couple of international tours as well.
There is.
This year.
It is a big year for cricket, indoor cricket in particular. An aggressive shot for 2. Well, there's an Open Trans-Tasman and a Masters World Cup. So is there juniors on this year? Putting you on the spot, aren't I? I got 2 out of the 3, so another aggressive shot. It's all you need to do. She's doing a perfect job at the moment, rotating the strike, getting Emily down at the striker's end. So we have 1 ball left in this over. It's getting close to go time, but there has to be a big shot fairly soon. Oh, great bowling. Oh, very close. Rightio, with 2 overs to go. 26 runs required.
Yeah, I think Em needs to start mixing up where she stands, coming out of the crease a little bit, just to put that pressure on the bowler. They're bowling a pretty good length here, so she's going to have to make it more difficult for them. And I think the Junior World Series was last year.
Yeah.
So it should be a couple more years yet before theirs.
Important over. Nice shot. This over here determines the game, I feel.
Yeah, it's a good person to have bowling it. Weeksy swings the ball back in, which is always a little bit more difficult to hit the back net if she gets a line right.
Oh, very, very close to that leg side line. And Thomas in a perfect position to call that one. He's called that one good. It just puts a little bit more pressure on the Burras. Oh, just a push. It's a chance. A direct hit might have been very interesting there. But Emily's very quick between the wickets.
I think Em will be hoping that Weeksy throws one up about that length that she did that last ball, because we'll be going to the back net if she does.
It's time.
It's well bowled. Oh, that's close too.
Very, very close. 2 balls remaining in this over.
So you can see that length there that Alex is bowling. If Em just comes out of her crease a couple of steps, becomes a half volley.
Yeah, that's what she needs to look for now. Shorter length. Lovely shot by Emily, but probably needs to find the back net now. There's 1 ball left in this over. 20 runs required. The Burras would love a big shot right now. Full of length. Pushes it for 2 runs. Taking the total to 99. And the skin to 26, so the skin's definitely in play here, chasing 29 for the skin, but the game's still on as well.
Yeah, the way Em's playing, it's making me think that they're just going for the skin, because she hasn't even looked to hit the back net yet.
Oh, look, 6 balls remaining. 17 for the victory. It just takes 1 big blow. And I do understand that skins are important, but an opportunity for a win's still available. Emily's obviously got a lot of experience, and the coach Joel Boucher's got a lot of experience as well, so I'm sure the right message is getting out to the players.
It's really important here for Belinda to just get bat on ball or something on the ball.
Yeah, rotate the strike, get her down there and see what can happen. Oh, just gets a little bit tougher now. Very important over here for Blaine Gibbs. Nice shot for 2. I think we'll get an idea of whether they're thinking skin or game with this very next ball.
Yep.
It has to go to the back net for any chance in the game.
It was there too.
Shuffle with the feet like you suggested. Now it's not out of the equation, but very, very tough. 3 balls remaining. The Burrows move ahead on this skin by 1 run, but needing 14 for the victory. Nice shot. All right, 2 big shots, 2 back nets, and we have victory. I think they will just try and consolidate and take the skin. If that's the case, being a losing team, 3 points out of it's not a bad result. Nice aggressive. So 3 runs, so they can't now lose the skin, but the game's well and truly out of reach, unfortunately. So just as a quick wrap up, what do you think of the game?
Yeah, look, it was obviously a good batting game. The bowlers just bowled too many loose deliveries, particularly no balls from the Burras early in the game, and no balls that were hittable, so it just made it too easy for the Springwood side to compile a big total that was just too big in the end.
Yeah, look, it was a valiant chase by the Burras too. At times they looked like they were in with a chance of winning the game. To lose by only 7, it's a very, very close game. It's just 1 or 2 decisions, 1 or 2 wickets, and you know, I think that was a fantastic start for the first live stream round of the year.
Yeah, it was, and even though Springwood probably will be feeling pretty safe most of the time in that game, they'll be disappointed with only taking 1 skin.
Yeah, as I suggested, I think this competition's that close that every skin's vital, so that's probably an excellent result in a losing scenario there for the Burras. Was there any player from any team that particularly stood out for you?
Oh, look, it was an all-round performance, I think, from both fields. I think with the Burras, M. Valance obviously did a great job. M. Charman had a good game with the ball. A couple of things in the field from Michelle Jenkins, but you know, the experience of some of the players in the Springwood side, Kat Jenkins, Alex Weeks, Shelley Savage and Blaine Gibbs, that sort of came through in the end, I think, and got them the win.
Yeah, well, that's a fantastic close game for the first live stream game of this year, 2019, the 3rd NICL. Fantastic game. I'd like to thank you, Jude, for your expert commentary and your work throughout the game. Obviously, stay tuned, everyone. We've got another fantastic game coming here from Inside Sport at Strathpine in about half an hour's time when the men's take on each other. Looking forward to that game.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me, Moggy. I'm looking forward to watching the boys and the rest of them.
Oh, it's going to be a really good game of cricket, I think, that's for sure. Thank everyone out there in Facebook land. We'll be with you shortly again.